Metal Zone. No mids. More gain. Slayer. All the gain.
This video, uploaded in 2013, is the most viewed on my channel. In fact, by the time you see this, it will have reached 1 million views. That accounts for more than 1/10 of my channel's total. It has spawned a catchphrase, a running joke at the expense of my accent, and a lot of comments from people who are totally missing the point. The video was supposed to highlight two things. Firstly, too much gain, too much bass, and too few mids, all from a cheap distortion pedal, will result in a mushy, undefined sound in and of itself. But more importantly, doing so in the context of a live band will result in a guitar sound that is lost entirely to the audience. Being heard isn't just about being loud, it's about occupying a sonic space that isn't being used by far more powerful instruments. I still go to shows and see wonderful heavy metal drum and bass acts with a scooped guitarist miming along inaudible. To be heard in a live environment, you need clarity and mid-range, and you really don't need that much bass. The drums and the bass guitar have already got that covered. This is especially prominent with low tunings, and it's why djent guitar really focuses on keeping a tight low end while building an aggressive, punchy mid-range. This isn't just isolated to heavy metal music. Look at the brass or string sections in an orchestra, for example. There are instruments of all different sizes to cover a vast range of frequencies. Each keeps to its own sonic space and work together to build one huge cohesive picture. If the violins kept trying to muscle in on the cello's territory, all your epic movie themes would sound pretty shit. You might have fewer musicians and wear more makeup, but your death metal band is no different in this regard from a brass band or a string ensemble. I guess better examples are in order, so let's do this again in terms of a full mix. First, I'll show you the two guitar tones on their own, the clean channel, cheap drive pedal, all the gain, no mids sound, and the moderate gain, OD boosted mid-present sound. Then we'll hear them again against drums and bass, and hopefully you'll see what I mean in terms of clarity and audibility. So I've spent a good bit of money getting myself the quintessential metal amplifier. It's possibly a PV6505 or a Mesa Boogie Joule. I've heard in all the online forums this is possibly as metal as you can get. The clean channel, cheap drive pedal, all the gain, Metal Zone, no mids, more gain, Slayer, all the gain. Something else you might find interesting about scooping the mids is what it does to the perceived volume of your guitar. As I remove mids, you'll hear the track seemingly collapse in volume. This is because the majority of what's being played on guitar lives in the mid-range, and by scooping out the mids you essentially remove the lion's share of the performance. Raising the volume back up isn't an effective fix for this, just don't scoop the mids in the first place. If you go and check out some isolated guitar tracks from well-produced albums, you'll probably be surprised at how those guitars sound without other instruments around about them. You might even think they sound thin, weak, or just bad on their own. But that's where maturity needs to be developed. A professional tone is what works best with the rest of the sound. These bass-heavy, mid-scooped, all-the-gain guitar sounds are trying to emulate a full mix in one instrument, and if all you're wanting to do is sit in your bedroom and play Metallica riffs, then stomp in that metal zone all day long. But the moment you walk out on stage with a band, all of that needs to change. Each band member needs to set up a sound that works with what everyone else is doing, otherwise when you step out onto stage, no matter how loud the sound guy turns you up, nobody's going to hear a thing you're doing. Oh, and it's not the sound guy's job to fix your sound at the desk. Unless you're paying for your own sound engineer, the guy at the desk couldn't give a toss if you sound good or not. He's going to balance out the levels as quickly as possible and leave it at that, cursing you all the way if you gave him complete shite to work with. So do yourself and everyone else a favour, drop the all-the-gain attitude and dial yourself a better tone. Something else that can better yourself is subscribing to this YouTube channel. That will alert you of all my new educational content as it comes out. My Patreon's also there for exclusive secret stuff if you want to support me over there. There's still a couple of t-shirts left if you want to grab yourself one, and there's other videos you might not have seen. But anyway, that's all for just now. Keep it loud, and I'll see you later. All the gain!